Deep inside a quiet forest lived a little bear named Bobo. Bobo was afraid of the dark. Every evening, he carried a bright lantern everywhere he went. The warm, glowing light made him feel safe from the spooky shadows hiding between the trees. One cool evening, Bobo walked carefully along a narrow forest path. The trees swayed gently in the wind, and strange shadows stretched across the ground. Bobo held his lantern tightly and whispered, "I hope nothing scary is out here tonight." As Bobo looked around, the shadows seemed to turn into giant monsters and scary creatures. His heart began to beat faster and faster, but the shadows were only tree branches dancing in the moonlight. Suddenly, a strong wind rushed through the forest. Leaves spun through the air, and Bobo struggled to protect his lantern flame. "Oh no," cried Bobo. "Please don't go out." The lantern flickered again and again. Its tiny flame grew smaller and weaker. Bobo's paws trembled as he stared at the fading light. The forest around him became darker and darker. Then, poof, the lantern went out completely. Bobo froze in fear. The forest was silent. No glowing light, no warm lantern. Only darkness surrounded him. Bobo sat under a large tree and hugged his knees tightly. He felt lonely and scared. Tiny tears filled his eyes as he whispered, "I don't want to be in the dark alone." Just then, a tiny golden light floated nearby. Bobo looked up in surprise. It was a little firefly glowing softly in the night. The tiny creature danced gently in front of his face. Soon, more fireflies appeared. Then hundreds of them filled the forest with sparkling golden lights. Bobo looked around in amazement. The dark forest no longer seemed scary. It looked beautiful and magical. Bobo lay down on the soft grass and looked up at the sky. Thousands of bright stars twinkled above him. The giant moon glowed peacefully over the forest. Bobo smiled softly for the very first time that night. As Bobo walked through the forest, he noticed silver moonlight shining through the trees. The river sparkled like diamonds, and the leaves glowed softly in the night breeze. The darkness was calm and gentle, not frightening at all. Soon, other forest animals joined Bobo. Rabbits hopped nearby, owls perched in the trees, and little foxes played under the moonlight. Together, they enjoyed the peaceful beauty of the nighttime. Bobo looked at his broken lantern resting on the ground. Then he looked at the glowing stars, shining moon, and dancing fireflies all around him. Finally, he understood something important. The dark was never his enemy. That night, Bobo walked home happily through the forest without carrying his lantern. Fireflies floated beside him like tiny stars. For the first time ever, Bobo was not afraid of the night. From that day on, Bobo no longer feared the dark forest. Instead, he loved the peaceful moonlight, sparkling stars, and glowing fireflies that filled the night with magic. Sometimes, the things we fear are not scary at all.